Hi everyone. Uh, Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever the time it is. Today we'll be discussing about approval process. So, what is approval process? How is it made? Basically, how it works, and different questions which can be asked, like basic questions which can be asked in the interview for the beginners, right? So, let's continue. So what is an approval process? So it's a method used by organization to approve business related budgets, invoices, order, payment, discount, and job applications, etc. It is not only restrictive to these all purposes. It's also for other purposes related to your organization. So what is the need basically depends upon the need. Like if the process is in a hierarchical order, so we can use uh, approval process to just make sure that everything goes by an order and is approved or is seen by the delegated uh, person, right? Like payments or discounts or job applications, etc. Like job applications, you know that it is first of all it's read by the HR, and if the HR approves it, then it goes to the technical team who takes the interview, or the manager who approves the candidates for the interview. Then it goes to the team where the interview held, and then uh, the manager approves or denies the applications. Just uh, it is same in case of budgets, invoices, orders, payments, etc. Right? So let's see it in our org. So let's see this. Yeah. So here is an approval process I have already made. Like in this, whenever account type is prospect and employees are greater than 500, so what happens is that it will go for the approval process, right? So first I'll show you some other things in this. So like whenever you'll start creating an approval process, okay, so you'll get two options, like use jumpstart wizard and use standard setup wizard. So we'll always go for the standard setup wizard. Why? Because whenever we use Jumpstart wizard, what happens is that uh, some of the fields are already filled up. Like it gives you a basic setup, and you have to put on the informations accordingly, and it will be set, right? And in standard setup wizard, all the things you have to put like criteria, etc., etc. But in Jumpstart wizard, some of the steps are skipped and some of the steps are already set. Just like a stage is already set up, you have to go and perform. But in standard setup wizard, you have to set up the stage accordingly, and then you can perform. That's the basic difference between this, right? So it's like you can see the name like jump start. So already some of the things are there, and you have to fill up the rest and continue with the automation process, right? So we'll see this approve new account. So this approve new account, first one was created with the help of a standard setup wizard, right? So I have not activated this. I have just made it to show you that what it is. So first of all, whenever you will make, like I'll show you in both the ways. Let me duplicate this. Yeah. So like we are here in the page, right? So what I'll do, will first write approval process in the search box. Now, we'll choose standard setup standard wizard. Now, in this you have to first give a name to the process, right? So let's give a name like anything, like we'll see test test process. Okay. Now you have to give the criteria, or you can choose like formula evaluates you to. You can insert the fields and operators accordingly, or you can choose the criteria are met. Okay. So now here you can see the name. process and then process ka name. Okay, so now first of all, I'll go to name and description. You see, this is the name and this is the unique name. It automatically pops up, right? Now, next step, like in this I have shown, whenever you will make a new one, you will get to see the screen for the criteria, specific criteria. So here we have, I have put the criteria as account type equals prospect, like whenever it is prospect and account employees are greater than 500, then it will go for the approval process, right? Now, in the next step, there is what is there? Whom by whom will it be approved? Okay, so it will be approved by a manager, or you can choose also custom user fields, but I have chosen the manager. Usually, we choose this only, or currently assigned approver during the approver process, like okay, so here there are two options: record editability properties. So only admins can edit the record, or the designated approver also. So we have chosen admin, right? Because if the designated approver also changes the record, it depends upon totally the um, need of the business. If there is no need to that if the seniors only have to verify the criteria, that if the criteria is met, yes, we will approve. If not, will not approve, or according to the other surroundings or business requirements, they'll approve it or not approve it. They will not be able to edit it, right? If we choose the admin only can edit the records, first option. And if we choose the second option, then administrator or the currently assigned approver will be able to edit the records during the approval process. Okay, now next. So here, what do you want to send? Like whenever there is whenever you send a record for approval, and if you want to send an email or to update that yes, your record has been gone for approval, so what you can do, what you can do is that, like कि ये है, so what will do, just an example, billing city equals Delhi. Next. None. So here you can see there are two: manager. Next, approval email template. Okay, so approval email template, you can choose any of this. I am choosing sales new customer email. Now next. So what is here? Like what is this? So this is nothing but the content of the email, right? Or what the approval page where the approver is actually going to approve this will see. तो जैसे whenever a record goes for the approval, and if we choose only these three things like name, owner, and employees, then the approver to whomsoever it may concern, so the approver, whoever it is, will only be able to see these three records, okay, for the approval, and he or she will take a call to approve the record or approve the request or deny the request. And if you add all these settings like annual revenue, click on add. Okay, then billing address, click on add. So what it will do is that it will basically uh, show all the other data which you are selecting and adding in this area. These are the available fields, and you can select these, and you can show all the data which you want. You can also index this or rearrange this according to you. You can also remove this according to your need or need of the business. Okay, and whenever you add this, so all those fields which you have added or you want that the approver should see and then take a call, then you can add those all values here, and accordingly the approver will take a call rather to approve it or not. Now, another thing, allow approver to access the approval page from the Salesforce application. Like if you want the approvers should be able to see the approval page from the Salesforce application. You can choose this, or second option, like allow approvers to access the approval page from within the Salesforce application externally from a wireless enabled mobile device. Like you understand, right, what it is written, that either from the Salesforce application itself or from other devices also. Okay, now next. Next is what? That initial submitters. Who can be the initial submitters? What does it mean that that who all people will be the initial submitters or allowed to submit those records? So you can choose roles like these all people with the records can submit for approval, or only groups, public groups, or only the owners like record owners, like you are the record owner and you want a leave of couple of days from your manager and you want to send a request to them. So whenever you click on the request button, button, like you specify a date and you send it. So what will happen is that the delegate, the approver will get all the records like date and now and the name, employee name, and then from when to when date you want the leave, and will take a call and then will either accept or reject the approval process. Okay, and this is what initial submitter, like what I explained, that account owner, or you can choose accordingly that roles or subordinates or public groups, like there are a couple of people in a public group and you want all of them to have the uh, access to send the records for approval, so you can do that also. Okay, so I am choosing owner for now. And now allow submitters to recall the approval request. So what is this? So this is basically that like you have sent or some of the criteria, like there is an information sent to all of the employees that know for a certain amount of time, like for an hour or two, just only send those records uh, who are in prospect and employs greater than 500 but less than 10,000, not more than that, for a couple of for a couple of hours because of some uh, other decisions that has been taken for elevating the business. So, and you have already sent some of the records which are having employees greater than 10,000, right? So what it will be, so either you can change the criteria, but for a couple of hours, it is not required to do so. So what you can do is that you can check this checkbox. Okay. So what will happen? There will be a recall button so that whenever the requester sends the request, he can also uh, recall that request. Like if you do not want leave from that to that date, or your plan has been changed, there is a sudden change in plan, so you can recall the request before it is approved or rejected. That much leverage you will have, so that you can take another call or you can take decisions, and then you can again make the changes and again set the record for approval. Okay, now uh, so let us save this now. So for now, we have seen all these different criterias with that uh, who can be the initial submitters, can they recall or not. So yes, so this is the one question which basically in every interview you may face, if the question comes regarding approval process, that what is approval process, and like you get a condition and now how to make approval process. So first of all, you'll give a name, you'll choose the object first of all, then there are two options. You will choose like setup, standard setup widget or jumpstart setup widget. Now you have to give the name, then now criteria. So basically what will be the criteria? If you want to leave, then only employees should send, or if the prospect is greater than 500, like uh, employees size is greater than 500 and the status is prospect, so the what will happen, so if the criteria are met, the account will go the those records will go for the approval process, and then what all fields and record editability. So what are fields you want the approver to see, record editability, who all will be able to edit the record. Now, notification template. So, what notifications, like in which template the notification will be sent, and then again approval page layout, and again initial submitters, that who will be the submitters and will they be allowed to recall the request or not. Those are permissions we will set in the first part. Like you can see, I can uh, add the annual revenue, I'll add the billing address, etc. Okay. So if you want, you can display the approval history information, like previously was it approved or not approved. Okay. And then account owner will be able. Now if you want to do this, I'll click on this approval history related to all accounts page layout. Like it will show the approval history, and this will allow the submitters to recall. Okay. Now, like I've made a process. Now I'll do this later. I'll click on go now. So I have this test process. Now, what I have to do, if I want in initial submission actions to update, like you have submitted a record for approval, right? But you don't know that whether if it has been sent or not. Uh, so you want a confirmation, right? Like whenever you subscribe to our channel, so you get a email like, yes, congratulations, you have subscribed or you have made a payment to. So you get a confirmation email or confirmation notification that yes, the payment has been successful, this and that. So what we'll do, we can add a email alert, we can also add a field update or outbound message. So what happens in email alert is that basically description. So you'll choose submitted and email template. So you can choose any of the email template you want. Like you can make one for your process. And now recipient type. So who will be the recipient? So user, user or account owner. So we'll choose account owner, right? So like whoever owns the account will get, and whoever sends the record for approval will get a notification via email. Okay, now we'll save this. Yeah. So see, this is saved email alert. Now if you want to update a field, you can update it. Current status, we'll give a name of this. Unique name, field to update, which field will be updated. So we can choose from here, or we'll see if there is, okay, we'll choose type. Okay, and type will do pending. Okay, current status pending. As soon as it goes for approval, will it will be set on pending, right? Now, so we have seen that after making this and mentioning the criterias, and who will be who will be the req- uh, who will be responsible for approving the request, etc. Those all things we have seen. Now, initial submission actions, we have seen that there may be four. There are four: task, email alert, field update, and outbound message. So the name suggests only what all things they will do. Like it will send email alert to the initial submitter. It will make a field update option. Will make a update of the field. Like it will change the value. Like whenever you have seen that whenever you send the request and the field was previously null or was previously in any other like follow up. So whenever you will send it for approval, it will change to pending. And now we will now go for final approval actions. And what is final approval action? So there are also four types of final approval actions you can do, like task, email alert, field update, or outbound message. Okay. So what I'll do in this, so like this is the one. Okay. So here you can see that whenever the record is approved, so account type changes to customer, right? Sorry, like yes, customer. Okay, so here we can also do it like we have set two initial submission actions. Now I'll be setting one approval action of field update. Okay, so this will be to customer. Okay, so now which field will be updated? So type will be updated to what? So it will be updated to a specific value. What? To customer. If it is approved. So we can see here that there is an approval action with the name field update and to customer. Okay. So uh, now what will do? Final rejection means that every record will not be uh, approved, right? So some of the records may get rejected. So in that case, what should happen? So in that case also we can choose to send an email alert or fill update or outbound message or all of these. So what we'll do, we'll check to email alert and sorry, field update, and now we'll do this to again to prospect. Okay, field to update. We'll go for again type, and then we will sorry, we will choose what again, like it is not sorry, it is not approved according to the business process. So we'll be choosing this, and now we'll click on save. So you can see here, I will click on edit, and so see, like I have already given the name of this rejection process, rejection field update process action to account type to prospect. So type will so we will be updating the field of account type to again prospect, and it will be updated. Okay, and do we have here? Yes, we do have here. And now um like we have we have created the approval process. It is already been created, and if you want, you can unlock this for editing also. Like if there is some minor changes and you don't want to reject this for those minor changes, so you can do that, or you can do that before changing to rejecting, or you can also do that before approving those records. It totally depends upon the approver. And now like approval steps, so what are these? So these are the steps, like you can see here that steps define to whom an approval request is routed, as well as any actions that should be performed upon approval or a rejection. Okay, so if you want, you can edit it. So over here, what is there? Like you can give a name to the approval process, that how many processes there, etc. Now all records should enter this step, or there is some criteria, like you have already initial submission criteria you have defined, right? So if you want that any other criteria should be followed by the records to enter this approval step, then you can define the criteria. And if not, and you want all the records to enter this step, you can choose this. You can click on next, and uh, now who will be the approver, right? So submitter can choose manually, like if you are submitting for a leave, so it should you be able to choose that who will be uh, approving your leaves or your direct manager. So basically your direct manager. So you will choose automatically assign using the user field selected earlier, means basically the manager, right? Or the approver's delegate may also approve the request. So what is delegate approver? Like in admin, like we have read earlier, that there may be a delegated admin who, in absence of the admin, will be responsible for all the operations in the org. So like that, in a similar manner, there is a delegated approver. Like I'll show you. Let me duplicate this page. There is a delegated approver by the manager who, in absence of manager, will be able to, if the manager chooses, the like he's going for a while or so. If the manager has chosen a delegated manager for him, a person, he or she will be able to approve or reject the request, right? Like I'll show you here. Sorry. This is not. Yeah, this is the one. So this is the one, right? Delegated approver. So this user can choose a delegated approver for himself. Like this, I am the one, or the integration user or the test user. You can choose one of them, and he can save this so that in the absence of the user, the delegated approver will approve the request on behalf. Okay. Now approval steps. Okay, so we'll first of all save this. Okay, and now, so here are the approval steps. So if you want you can define this, or if you want, you can even not define this how. So I'll show you. Like this is the one, right? So whenever you will use this jumpstart wizard, you will be directly be taken through all these 6 steps, and everything will be ready. Just you have to okay, my mistake. We have to define the approval step. Like there can be many, right? So we have to define the approval steps accordingly, that to which step the uh, um, record should go, and then should be approved or rejected finally. So this is how basically approval process works, and this is how we can make. And the basic questions can be, what is approval process, and what are the things like what are different parts of approval process. So what are the different parts? So different parts are initial submission, final submission, final submission, and finally rejection requests. Okay, recall actions. So if you want, you can add a recall action. You can then again you can add various actions attached to it, like outbound message, like the user should know that he or she has recalled the record or action, or via email alert, field update, outbound message, etc. So these are the 4 common things which are in every action process. And apart from that, we have the criteria. We have delegated admins. Criteria defines that which all records will be entered to the approval process, and you can even set a different criteria, like if all the records should enter, or meeting the specific criteria should enter, that we all can do. And basically, first of all, we have to choose the object, that on which object we have to make the approval request. Then we have to formulate, like we have to uh, give the criteria name, then criteria, then approver, and basically approval actions, or rejection actions, that if it is approved then what, if it is rejected then what. If you want to send alerts, we can do so. And we have to just showcase the number of actions, like which action will be on one or two, etc. And then our approval process will be ready. And whenever you want, you can activate it. As soon as we activate it, it will start working according to the criteria defined, right? So this is what approval process is. And in the next video, I'll be discussing on other different topics. So till then, bye bye, be safe, take care.